Well, we are live.
Hello,
Good
hello.
afternoon. Hello, hello, everyone. Hi, Mark. Welcome again.
Hi, my dear friend. So happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here, and especially today because we're going to talk about something amazing, right? Because there is a planetary movement, which is the lunar eclipse in Libra.
Yeah.
And it is important to understand a little bit how that energy can affect us. And that's why we need you here so we can talk a little bit about that. So, welcome, Matt, and let's just begin talking about how the energy of the eclipse can affect us and what observations can we have that can help us also go along with that energy.
Yes, this is a very powerful moment because when the eclipses happen, there is a powerful shift, a moment of um, destiny changes, karmic transformations, things that need to happen and move and Um, so there is a lot of movement, especially now because we're now between the two eclipses, and we're
Mhm.
gonna feel a lot of energy moving. So don't be afraid, don't be scared. It's just energy that needs to keep on moving. And in this
Mm,
case, the eclipse in Libra is talking about our relationships. How do we relate with the other? Are we relating in codependence in the shadow state of Libra? And we're being called and actually moved because eclipses move us um, to transform these relationships, to feel the giving and the receiving. Is it really in equilibrium, in balance?
mhm,
And to feel what do we need to transform in our lives.
mhm. Beautiful. So saying that it is important for us to understand that it depends on where this lunar eclipse happens, and this time is happening in Libra. And as Mar is saying, Libra is related to relationships.
Yes.
So it is time to review each of our relationships in our life, not only with people that is close to us, but with
Mhm.
every person in our life. Is this relationship functional? Are we nourishing each other? Or am I taking more, or that person is taking more? Because if that's the case, then we need to transform, change, or let go of that relationship.
Mhm.
And this time, of course, ask us to be honest, to see with sincerity what is there instead of kind of justifying that it is okay. Because if it is okay, it's not really functional, it's just okay. But if I say this relationship fulfills and it adds to my life, because it's about adding. If it adds to my life, then it really is a relationship that you should be nourishing more, right? But if this relationship is not having this transaction where you both feel comfortable, or you feel like, as you said, the equilibrium between giving and receiving is happening, then maybe it is time to create a transformation with that relationship or to let it go. Yes.
Yes, because the eclipse is joining the south node of the moon. And
Mhm,
some people sometimes get scared because when the eclipse is with the south node, is something we need to let go. Is something that is coming from the past, like for example, past loyalties, the past ways our lineage used to do things for survival.
mhm,
And but the key with the south node, another key word is healing. So we can work with the south node in healing the way we relate with others, the wounds that our inner child have that's causing us to relate in this dependent way. in
Mm.
this codependent way, and to honor the other person and treat them with love. That's what gives us the chance of transformation in
Yeah,
us and in the other.
of course. So we can say that this is a time to review self-love, because as I want to be attached to someone, but I'm not really happy, maybe the other one isn't happy. So at this time, when I do this, I'm not really loving myself because I'm not giving myself the chance to experience true love, if that's what you want to experience. So it is an important moment, because it really takes us out of our comfort zone.
Mhm.
It is a moment where we need to be honest and say, I really don't want to let it go, but I can see that it's not really making any changes, and it's not really giving and receiving to each other. So it's like honestly saying, is this really being functional in my life or is not? And taking the step to change that. And
Yeah,
that takes courage, of course,
yeah.
because you need to have the courage to say, I'm gonna do it even though I don't want to do it, because your ego don't want to do it, but
Mhm.
your higher self knows that it is what is best for you.
Yeah, and we know deep down, especially in time of eclipses, because we receive so much information and feelings and movement, we know when something cannot continue anymore the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So it either transform and and the situation upgrade. If you are in a high level, this will upgrade to you, or it will be let go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and depending on what house is the eclipse for you, in what house you have Libra, is gonna go in some area of your life. But for sure, we know that Libra is gonna have to do with relationships, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it is.
Also
Mhm.
not only relationship with others, but you can have like partnership, for example. Is that
Yes.
partnership being productive for both of you? You
Hmm.
know, some sort of that. Just check on every one of your relationships, and take a time. Maybe tonight, after hearing this information, you can just take your notebook and say, okay, let me review my relationships with my partner, my friends, the groups that I belong to, my coworkers, my children, my parents, my siblings, and just start doing this list and say which of these relationships need an adjustment, because we're talking here about adjustments, since we're talking about changing, and an adjustment can be a change. It doesn't have to be that you have to, because of course there are certain relationships that are forever, right? Like with your children, you have always this connection with your children. So is the relationship working with this child of you, or what needs to be adjusted for you to improve that relationship, or for both
Yeah.
of you to improve that relationship, right?
Yeah, most relationships are going through transformation,
Mhm,
and because the eclipse is pushing us to that, because it's in a very tight aspect with Pluto, which calls always for evolutions,
mhm,
with uh, make us see our shadow,
mhm.
and if we are present, we realize it's our shadow. If not, we're gonna kick our boyfriend out and blame him for everything. That's what mostly will happen, because in unconsciousness, that's what mostly happens. But
Yeah.
this can be a great opportunity for growth and for real love, because real unconditional love is I love you and I want you to be happy. And if that's your path, I bless you and I'm going to be in my path too. That's the upgrade of love.
Yes, that's the new way of relating with others,
Yes,
even with your partner, understanding what freedom is, even though we are together. That's another,
exactly.
it's a different way to relate. And
Yeah,
also, as you were saying, Mar, when we're talking about eclipse, we're talking about the shadow, right? Because the eclipse
right.
is when, one planet or one energy covers the others,
Mhm.
and then we're covering the sun, right? Because we don't see, or the moon, I'm sorry. And so anything that covers the light has something that we cannot see.
Yeah, it's a shadow.
It's a shadow,
Mhm.
exactly. So we need to let go of that shadow to illuminate what's behind, because the light is always there. Only the shadow comes to try to take the light away, but the light is always behind. So it's important for us to review what is that shadow in my life. And since we're talking about Libra, probably issues or things with dependency and codependencies, and not
Mhm.
wanting to let go of things, or not wanting to let go of what I believe is a family, or what I wanted it to be, but it's not, and things like that. Just that's what I'm talking about. You need to be honest and see where you are and how you feel. And if you feel like that's a really true functional relationship, then just go for it. Otherwise, look for a way to adjust it to a change where both of you can be comfortable, especially you, because at this time
Yeah.
it's time to choose yourself.
Yeah. And it's the perfect moment to work with our shadow. To do shadow work is very important because there is so many aspects of ourselves that we are not aware of.
Mhm,
And so many times if we do shadow work, so many issues we have with someone, we realize our own issues. And
mhm,
when we take back this projection, it dissolves and we
mhm.
stop judging the other. So, first and number one, and more importantly, we need to work in ourselves, in our own shadow, in our masculine, in our feminine. This is the most important work of our lives.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Especially because the energy of Aries is around as well. And
yeah,
Aries is the new beginning, right? So it's
hmm,
time for you to create a change, but you need, or you must, review these parts of your unconsciousness that maybe you haven't worked on, or you don't even know they exist, right? Because we put on these masks thinking that we want to be the good one, but we haven't integrated the bad one in us, and we all have it. So that's part of the integration that is time to start doing. Actually, on Saturday, we had our shaman circle here, and the topic was about the masks, the
hmm,
masks of unconsciousness that we pretend to be the perfect, we pretend to be the good one, we pretend to
hmm,
be the spiritual,
yeah,
but behind that mask, there's always something that we haven't, or we evade. We just don't want to see it. We reject it. We don't want to get in touch with. But if
hmm,
we don't do that at the same time, that energy still pulsing in us, right? So it's important to integrate it. It's not to reject it or to let it go. It's to integrate it as part of us and understanding the duality that we are.
yeah. I think that's the most important work in life. And I feel it's so important right now because the eclipse is touching me very, very close.
Mhm.
And when we do this work, if we make the decision to continue or not with the relationship, it's not going to be out of the wound or the shadow, but
Yes.
out of the reality that is love, that always
Exactly.
remains, that never dies.
Yes, yes. I love one of the guys that was here that was saying something like, if I want a new relationship, I don't want anything that is like needs involved. And I say, great, because that's the true love then. When you get to have someone that can add to your life instead of creating drama and, issues and conflict.
Yeah.
You don't need that. We don't need that any longer. We really are ready, and I'm
Yeah.
saying this from my heart. We really are ready to live a different type of relationships. And the more we work on it, the less we hook, let's say, into these unfunctional relationships.
Yes, we're entering into the Aquarius era, Pluto in Aquarius, and the Aquarius relationship, the relationship that is based on love and freedom and transformation,
Mm-hmm.
and where I choose to be with the other, not because I need you, but because I choose to, and because I love you, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't need you. So if tomorrow you decide to leave, I'm gonna thank you and honor you and continue my path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I hope that this new of relating um, resonates with you. At the beginning, it's hard because we're not used to listening to this new way of love, of loving. But as much as you understand yourself and see what happens in the other when they haven't healed, and you want to detach from that and you don't know why or how, that's when you start like checking in yourself, like going within and doing the internal journey, because it's an internal journey. The journey is always, it always starts within, right? And so once you get to heal yourself, it'll be easier for you to detach from this dysfunctionality, and you will change the relationships based on what you set yourself in that new you, let's say.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I'm so happy that we're starting our hero's journey soon,
Yes,
because I feel it's, oh my God, the best way and fun way to work and integrate our shadow, our masculine, our feminine. Yeah, I'm so happy, and I hope you guys can join too.
yes, yes, yes. So we're starting in April our hero's journey, and we it depends on how many people we have in the English speaking community. We are willing to open up that on another weekend, because it's a very profound transformation, and this, the way we do it here, is not through intellectual understanding, but throughout experiences of change. You must feel the change in order to create that change. So it's all about acts of empowerment, and it this sort of specific experiences involved also the way we constellate, when do family constellations, and we do psycho. How you call that? It's like when you
Psycho magic.
psychomagic.
Psycho
No,
magic.
it's the acting. It's like when you do therapeutic theater, let's put it this way. But it's not faking it or learning something. It's really truly experiencing something from the deepest part of you. So that's what I was trying to communicate.
Psychodrama.
Psychodrama. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you brought the word. I was
Yeah.
like, I know the word. Thank you, Mar.
You know,
Okay.
for me it's
Uh-huh.
like sacred rituals that
Yes.
work really deep in connection with our soul and our body, and that because of this movement it creates transformation. Like, you know, all the ancient civilizations, they used to do sacred rituals for everything, for healing, you know, for passing to the other stage of lives.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm very very excited because I feel this is a very powerful way to work with all aspects and to reintegrate them to be more whole and more complete.
Exactly. The work of the self,
Hmm.
right? Because when we do family constellations, we work on the systemic, but when we do this type of work, we work on the self. And so we want to invite you, if you want to be part of this journey, you can send me a text through WhatsApp at 321-900-5680. Or also you can send us a message through WhatsApp at +1-813-485-5089. Also, if you want to get a reading, because it's important to get a reading, astrological reading, to see where is, for example, Libra in what house of your chart, and see how it can be affecting you at this moment of the eclipse. then you can contact Mar. Mar, how they can contact you?
In WhatsApp is +1 407 486 9174, and Instagram is at Marian Sibila.
Beautiful. So there you go. Here are two facilitators of helping your process if you need some help. And we will be again next Monday with another planetary weather. We hope you liked this information. If you did so, please give us a like or a heart or share. Please share this information because this is only, let's say, open until next week because this is the energy that is moving just now. And many people might be feeling many different things, and this might help them understand that this is a moment of transformation. So if you have been having maybe dreams or energetically all of these things that are happening to you, so just to let you know that trust in the process because it's happening to all of us. Maybe write your dreams because it's a good moment to write your dreams. And of course, do the work as we told you at the beginning. This is time to review all of your relationships, all the relationships in your life. So just sit with the notebook and start one by one. How are my relationships with my friends, the groups I belong to, my family, my spouse, my boyfriend, my children, my coworkers? And if something there is no, let's say, functional or flowing, then it is time for you to recreate, redesign, adjust, a change for everybody to just start a new beginning because this is what we will be doing. Yes. All right, dear Mar. Thank you so much for the information.
Thank you.
I'm glad you are always here on Mondays, and we hope you join us again next week. We're sending blessings to you and tons of love. Bye.
Bye bye.
Good afternoon.